Hi friends, I'm Natalie Carey. This is a beginner on the floor core workout. And if you have a goal of getting up and down off the floor more easily, this workout will support that. I want to start with a movement that is called a pelvic tilt. We'll be doing that on the ground. I'm going to show you what I want from this position so you have a better understanding of what we're doing. Imagine that you are a dog who's scared and you're going to tuck your tail between your legs and then you release. We're not arching our back, we're just releasing the back. So again, we tuck our tail between our legs and then release. Let's start the workout down on the floor on your back. Feet are on the floor, knees are bent, hands are on the ground as well. And we tuck our tail underneath us in a pelvic tilt and then release. I am not using my butt muscles here. I'm only using my lower abdominal muscles to tilt my pelvis underneath, and then I'm just letting it release back to neutral. My lower back squishes into the floor. I've heard a cue where you're trying to like squish a bug underneath your back, so if that's helpful, you can use that. Let's do 2 more and then bring our limbs up into the air. Last one. Hands come up towards the ceiling, knees come up towards the chest for a single limb dead bug. Pressing my back into the floor. So I'm holding that position where I'm squishing a bug underneath me. I lower one arm to the floor, bring it back up. Other arm lowers to the floor, back up. Now I extend one leg down to the ground, bring the knee back in. Other leg extends, knee back in. Let's go in that circuit again, one limb at a time. And if you're noticing that at any point you're feeling pain or popping in your shoulders, hips, or knees, I recommend a couple of things. Either don't lower that limb as low to the floor as you have been, or you can eliminate some of these limbs. So maybe you're feeling popping in both of your hip joints today, or like it's too hard to lower those legs. Just work on the arms. You're still gonna get core engagement. Or maybe you've got shoulders that give you problems. Maybe just work on those legs. Let's do one more round all the way around. Legs out, lower back is still connected with the floor. And then relax. Toe taps are next, which we will lift our legs back up for this one. Hands stay on the ground. My lower back suctions onto the floor, keeping that little bug stuck underneath. I bring my toe down towards the ground and then bring the knee back up. The only thing that is moving here is that leg. I'm not letting the weight of my leg lift me up off the floor. And I'm not letting my back extend or get lifted off the ground either. I am feeling this in my trunk. It is working. Again, if you feel any discomfort with this, make the range of motion that your leg and your hip are moving in smaller. Let's do one more on each side. And then we'll give those legs a little rest. Good, rest the legs. We got one more move in this circuit and then we repeat everything that we just did. On this next move, I'm gonna have you push your hands against your knees to create the crunch pressure that we want in your abdominals. So knees come up towards your chest, then hands push against the knees as the knees push in towards my chest. We push, we release. Push, we release. So my knees are trying to come up as high as they can, and my hands are like, no way, you're not coming up here. And them fighting against each other is creating tension in our abdominal muscles. Try exhaling as you press. Give me 2 more. Last one. And release. Let's let the legs just straighten out for a second. That's a lot on your hip flexors and your quads, I know. We're gonna go through all of that again, but we're gonna have less time on each one. Feet come back to the floor, knees are bent. We start with pelvic tilts, tucking our tail underneath, squishing our lower back towards the ground. I notice on this one that it releases a lot of tension in my lower back. I happen to have a bulging disc back there, and I know that that is very common for people. So when I do this, oh, it feels so good. It creates a little bit of space between my vertebrae, takes pressure off of that disc. I love this one. Also really starts to fire up these lower abdominal muscles that do us so much work. Bring the knees up, reach the arms up. Here we go, single limb dead bug. One arm goes down towards the ground and comes back up. And now legs go 1 and 2. Again, arm up, leg up, leg up. Keep going at that tempo. Make any adjustments that you need to. I don't want the arms or the legs resting on the floor at any point. But again, you don't have to bring them as low as you might have tried to in the beginning if you notice that that's too much for you. All right, and we're going straight into toe taps. Lower one toe, bring it back up. One toe, bring it back up. That low back is squishing onto the floor, keeping our connection there. And lowering these legs, it's not moving anything else in our body. Our core is working to keep the rest of us in one spot. We're almost there. I need a few more seconds of toe taps. Remember to breathe. We're not holding our breath. We exhale as that knee comes in. Maybe smile for good measure if you feel like you're doing a favor for your body right now. Last one, bring that knee up. Now we push against it. Here we go. Press and release. Press and release. Oh, my legs are working. My core is working. We're almost to that rest break. And we move on to some different movements. Press into the knees. The knees want to come up high. We're not going to let them. Release. They press up. No, you can't come high. It's our body fighting against itself to create strength. Give me a few more. Last one. Ooh, all right. Lengthen everything out. Shake those legs out for a second. And we're going to go into our second circuit. Now, this one, we do involve the glutes a little bit because guess what? Glutes are a part of our core. We want them activating. So from this angle, we're going to make glute circles. I'm going to try not to hit my yellow backdrop here, but I do want you to bring the leg behind you as far as you can and then up in a circle. And I'm not talking like a big circle up here. I'm talking like a little circle, like a Jane Fonda circle. Okay, lay down on your side. You can actually hit your Jane Fonda pose if you want. Tuck your tail under like that pelvic tilt and then support yourself with this top arm. We bring the leg back behind us and then up and over. You should feel like your core muscles, those muscles in your trunk, are working to keep you from moving around, swaying back and forth. And you should feel like your butt muscles are really firing up right here. Let's do 2 more on this side. And then I'm actually gonna roll onto my other side and show you this from the back position. So you support yourself here, top arm is on the ground, tail tuck, leg comes back and then up and over. And I'm keeping this leg bent. And if you're having trouble getting your butt cheeks to wake up and do their job here, think about When you tuck your tail under, keeping the hips in that same position, and then bringing the leg back as far as you can without letting anything else in your body move. Those hips do not move. Let's do 3 more. I am feeling this in my butt cheeks. I do this motion all the time to warm up and release. Next up, we've got some oblique crunches. So we're gonna hit the side of your core. Lay on your side. So legs are windshield wipered over to the side, and then open your chest up. And then we do little crunches up towards the ceiling. My second shoulder might not come all the way off the floor. It's all right, it's not the end of the world. I'm keeping my shin off of my chest, and I'm trying to get my chest on the ceiling. These muscles right here on the side, my oblique muscles, are working, helping to lift me up. 1 more. Swish those knees over to the other side. Chest is still facing up towards the ceiling, and we lift. And I'm exhaling every time I come up off of the ground. I am trying to get both shoulders off the floor, but mostly I'm trying to send my chest towards the ceiling. Give me 2 more. Last one. Lovely. All right, we're rolling onto our stomach. So any way that you want to get there. And we're going into a superhero. I'm going to take my mic off and put it right over here so that I don't smush it in this superhero. You can either lengthen your arms out, or you can keep your elbows bent if you feel like you have shoulder challenges. Either way, we're going to squeeze our butt, we're going to engage our core muscles, and we lift up like we're flying, and then release back down towards the floor. Lift up, and then release. Keep going at that tempo. And you might find that it is hard to breathe in this position. As you lift up, I know it. I feel like my lungs and my abdomen getting squished against the floor, and it's hard to take a deep breath. Do the best you can. My legs are straight, elbows are straight. They're reaching towards the walls on either side of me, or in front and in back of me. Last one. And release. Okay, microphone goes back on. We're coming into a side plank. Elbow goes underneath your shoulder, knees bend, and I want you to lift your hip up off the floor, and we're just holding here for 15 seconds. And while I'm here, I'm thinking about the butt cheek and the obliques that are closest to the floor, lifting my body off the ground. And my cat wants something. Lower the hips down, switch to the other side. I don't know if you can hear the meowing in the background. Pet owners can relate. Lift up to that second side. You might find that you've got one side of this side plank that's a little more challenging than the other, and that's normal. Like maybe one shoulder isn't as strong, or maybe one side of your core needs a little more TLC, and let's lower down. We're gonna repeat that circuit one more time, starting with our lying glute circles. So coming down to the floor, you can either lay down or prop your head up, whatever's comfortable. We tuck our tail and we bring that leg around in a circle. Remember, nothing in your body is moving except for that leg rotating around the hip socket. I'm feeling this here, side booty. This is also a really great move if you have low back pain. And let's switch over to the second side, any way that you want to get there. Actually, I'm going to switch this way. Check out that breakdance move. All right, here we go, second side. Tail is tucked. I'm supported by my top arm. Yeah, so if you've got lower back pain, hip pain, knee pain, this glute circle is your new best friend. You can do this as your warm-up. You can do this while you're watching TV or when you're waking up. First thing in the morning, you can roll over into the side of your bed and do this. Okay, let's stay right where we are. Knees are off to one side, and we start our oblique crunches. Trying to lift those shoulder blades off of the ground by leading our chest up towards the ceiling. Two more. One more. Release. Get yourself over to the second side any way that you want. Open the chest towards the ceiling and up we go. I'm keeping my feet on the floor. Yes, they want to come up. No, I'm not going to let them. Give me one more. And then we're flipping over to that superhero with straight arms or with arms in a W shape. Whatever suits you. We're up in 3, 2, and 1. Up and lower down. Up, lower down. Something I'm thinking about here is keeping my arms as in line with my ears as I can. They won't be perfect the whole time. That's okay. What I want to make sure you're not doing is cranking your neck up to look in front of you. I want your neck lifting in the same line with the rest of your spine and your arms. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. Good. Into our side plank. Elbow underneath your shoulder, knees are bent. We lift up in 3, 2, and 1. Open up your chest and your hips and gently come down. Other side. Last side plank that I'm going to make you do today. Knee underneath my elbow. Knees are bent. We lift 3, 2, and 1. We're up. I'm sending my hips and my chest to open towards the wall in front of me. Give me 5 more seconds here. Keep breathing. And gently lower down towards the floor. We are going to go back onto our backs for some alternating leg lifts. We're also going to practice getting from a lying down position to a seated position, because I know that that can be really challenging for some people, and it's also a great core exercise. Let's bring our legs up over our hips. Back is on the floor, lower back is suctioned on just like we did in that very first circuit. And then I lower one leg towards the floor, bring it back up. Other leg lowers towards the floor, back up. Now I'm alternating these. I would love for you to have straight knees. If your knees need to bend a little, it's not the end of the world. Just try to straighten them as much as you can. We're always here for progress, not perfection. Showing up and doing something is better than not showing up and doing nothing. And when you return to this workout, when you repeat it, you're gonna find little places for improvement. You're gonna realize, oh, this exercise is easier than it was the first time I tried it. Let's do one more leg lift on each side. Last one. And bring those legs down towards the floor. All right, I want to practice getting up off the floor by using a diagonal crunch with you. One foot stays on the ground with the knee bent. Other leg straightens out. I put my hand that's on the same side as the straight leg, I put it out from my hip maybe 45 degrees. Using this bent knee, I push with that foot down into the floor. Now I push with this elbow into the ground to sit up. That's the exercise. We lower ourselves down and down. Again, I drive this foot down to roll me onto my side. Now I drive this elbow down into the floor to sit up. I come back down onto my back. We're going to do that one more time. Foot drives down to roll me over. Elbow drives down to bring me up. I lower down. Okay, I'm going to stay in this same direction for the second side. Hand is coming 45 degrees from my straight hip. I drive this foot into the floor to get onto my side. I drive this straight elbow into the ground. Lower down. Foot drives. Elbow drives. Back down. We're doing one more of those. Foot, elbow, down, down. Okay, let's do one more round of those leg lifts and the diagonal sit-ups, and then we're gonna call it a day. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. We lower the leg and up, lower and up. I'm exhaling as I lower the leg, but guess what? There's no wrong answer here. You can breathe at any point in this exercise as long as you are breathing. I guess there is one wrong answer. Don't hold your breath. We want you to breathe. Give me 2 more on each side, and then we're going to do our diagonal sit-up for our finale. Here we go. Last one. Last one on the other side. Good. Legs lowered down towards the floor. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We drive the foot. We drive the elbow to sit up. Lower and lower. So this is both a core exercise, part of a bigger movement known as a Turkish get-up, which I would love for you to work up to. It's also a great strategy for getting up off the floor. Great, we switch to the other side. Here you go, big finale. Foot plants, elbow plants. We sit, we come down. Foot rolls, elbow. If you're not getting up as high as me today, that's fine. Good, relax. Oh my gosh, we made it. We made it through this core exercise. Okay, let's do one more of our diagonal sit-ups just to get up to seated, or you can stay laying down if you want to. Thank you so much for putting time and energy and effort into taking care of yourself, into getting closer to your goals, into making time for yourself and for your body today. I'm Natalie Carey. Thanks for being excellent to yourself today.